So 1 hour ago I put up a poll saying who you would want to see next in the trash series, where we look at operators and we just go about how we would buff them and make them more viable in the meta. Although Warden is seen sometimes in Pro League but not as much as we would want, and overall in rank Warden has a very low pick rate, and I believe he has a very low win rate. He is too situational, and today we're going to look at your comments on why we would buff him and how we would buff him. So if we look at the poll, 74% of you chose Warden. I probably should have put Castle as well. That would have been interesting to see how many votes Castle would have got. Maybe we can look at Castle in the future and how we would buff him or rework him, but for now we're going to be talking about Warden. So the first comment states, just make him be able to move whilst his glasses see through smoke. That is the first suggestion on how to change his gadgets. I have written down 3 things, or 3 ways to go about changing his gadget, and the first one is removed the movement penalty when using his gadget as a whole, which many of you guys are wanting, and that is the first way to go about it. Obviously, let me know in the comments down below which of these changes to the gadgets would you most prefer. The next change that I have made up myself is that the gadget lasts for 30 seconds once activated, but if you move, his gadget time will quickly drain. So rather than how it is now, where it's like literally on for like 10 or 7 seconds, and within that time you need to be in a smoke or looking at flashes, I would prefer, and in that time as you're moving as well, there is that whole movement penalty. But what if we made it just so the gadget is 30 seconds rather than, I believe, like 7 or 10? It's very short. So it's 30 seconds, that's if you stand still the whole time, 30 seconds. But then if you move, the time will quickly drain. So as you move about, the second you activate it, if you sprint the entire time, then the gadget will last for like 10 seconds. But if you sit still, the whole thing will last for 30. So you can switch it up by sitting still, moving around. So you sit still to save time, and then I believe this would be a more simple approach to take to changing the gadget, because I believe now the time is really short. The final change I have here, which was inspired by this comment, make his glasses auto active. I think he's supposed to say activate, auto activate when he sees flashes. Concussion does not last long on him. MPX to P90, buffs the P90, but at the same time nerf the mag size from 50 to 40. So focusing on his gadget for the time being. From what he said, I have made up this. Gadget is always active, but it has a health bar, and each of attacker's gadgets do a certain amount of damage to his glasses. So like Lil Hot Track said here, the auto active thing, I've made it so the gadget is just always active. Like there's not even a press G. Like it's his passive. So I don't know what would be his new gadget, but let's say like it auto activates, or it's always active. But now it has a health bar, and each of the attacker's gadget do a certain amount of damage. So maybe one flashbang could do like, I don't know, 10 damage to his health bar. 3 flashes would be 30 damage to his health bar. A yin candela could be like 50. 1 yin candela could be 50. As off for smokes, because it works differently, make it so as you're looking through the smoke, the longer you're looking through the smoke, the health bar will slowly drain down. And overall the gadget just has a health bar and it's always active. But if you took this approach, and then it would mean that would now be his passive, which would then make it so he doesn't have a gadget entirely. But who knows, Ubisoft could go any way about this, and these videos are just for just hearing concepts and talking about underused operators, and more just for entertaining purposes. Moving on to the whole loadout thing, I think it's pretty certain that you guys are going to hear me say add the P90. Now that he is a 2 speed 2 armor, I would say add the P90 but have no ACOG. Let me know in the comments down below, would you prefer Warden to switch back to a 1 speed and have the ACOG on the P90, or stick to how he is now, 2 speed 2 armor, and have the P90 with no ACOG? I'm really interested as into what you guys would say. I would personally, because it's hard, because you could make him a 1 speed and then he would be like one of the best anchors, or you could make him 2-2 so he can switch between roaming and anchoring. Personally would say 2-2 and have no ACOG, but that's just me. Let me know in the comments down below. And the final change many of you guys have said is adding smoke grenades to his loadout. I think adding a stun grenade would be too OP. Imagine like spawn peeking and just stunning them in spawn, and the whole, you know, it would just be really unfair. So I think adding 1 or 2 smoke grenades to his loadout could make him really good at denying plants and so on and so on. Imagine like the final 15 seconds you could just throw down a smoke and hide in it and they couldn't do anything. That might be a bit too OP, but hey, it's better than where he is now. I would rather see Warden be at the top of the chart rather than the very bottom left of the chart. So these are just all the changes I would do to Warden. Let me know in the comments down below, how would you go about changing Warden? Would you guys just like to see his gadget have a health bar and each attacker gadget does a certain amount of damage, a P90 no ACOG and having smoke grenades? Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? I hope you all have a wonderful day and goodbye.